What's up, guys? I'm Ben.
And I'm Dex.
And we are the
Cousins. And after 110 hours of playing Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, 3 pros and 3 cons from Benny Boy and Dexy Boy.
All right, let's get into our list. I figured we'd start with the cons first. That way we end on a positive note. You know, whenever somebody asks you, you want the good news or the bad news? I always ask for the bad news because maybe the good news will, like, uplift my spirits.
That's a good way to live life.
Hopefully.
Unless it's just bad news after bad news. Just like this review, bro. There are no pros.
Yeah, there's no pros whatsoever. So we'll start with the cons. Do you want to go first?
Yes, sure. So my first con would have to be just the controls. The bike is like unusable. Like you literally just use it to go up the ramps.
Yeah.
Use it on the bicycle trail, and then after that you just run because it's just so hard to control.
Yeah.
It just wasn't really optimized well. I think the menu is very laggy. And
weirdly, yeah. I think Game Freak's
laggy.
been doing their menus pretty well, but this game did feel a little different.
Well, that's because Game Freak didn't do this one.
Oh, yeah.
Ilka did this one. Which, yeah. I mean, Ilka did a great job overall, I think. But, yeah. The laggy menu, which led to amazing glitches.
Yeah. I know. You think that's kind of crazy that, you know, this game was so buggy that it kind of makes you realize, like, oh, all of Game Freak's games have been, like, pretty well polished,
solid,
like,
yeah.
all throughout the years.
Yeah. I think we take for granted as Pokemon fans and as Game Freak Pokemon game players of how well Game Freak has done their games.
Yeah, so I also have listed on my list of cons the controls. If you try to use the D-pad at all, it like kind of stutters before you move.
Yeah, I mean, since the inception of the website and their first trailer, they're like, oh, this game will be faithful remakes.
Yeah,
you watch YouTubers, faithful, how faithful will the game be? Faithful. Well, I'll tell you what, it was too faithful. And then at the same time, it was randomly not faithful. So I don't think it's necessarily the faithfulness of the game that makes me upset, is just the double standards of the faithfulness. The gym leaders are originally how they're set up in Diamond and Pearl, but then you go to the Elite Four and their movesets, you go to the items that they're holding, like that is completely different.
Yeah.
Like those are all different. Cynthia's different. You know,
Yeah.
like just those things where it's like they just picked and choose what was going to be
Yeah.
faithful.
The one thing that bugged me a lot was the fact that TMs went back to being single use only.
Right.
Ever since Gen 5, like 2010, you know, TMs have been multi-use. Mm-hmm. So when it's like you're trying to build a complex team, you know, it's annoying that, like, oh, I only have one of these, I guess only one of my Pokemon, and then you have to go find it again or buy it again.
Really? I have to wait till post-game still to get my Gligar or for you to evolve.
Dude, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just random stuff like that where it's like, okay, bro, you could have really made this a Platinum remake and then just slap Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and everybody would have been happy and no one would have been like, this is not faithful to this is not faithful to Diamond and Pearl. This is not. Nobody would have said that because it's faithful to Sinnoh. You know what I mean? Like Platinum was necessary for Diamond and Pearl back in the day to fix the mistakes that it had and to make the game an actual great game. This is going to be my last point on the faithfulness. When we were at the point where it was we're facing the legendaries Dialga and Palkia, and then Ben made a comment, if you watch our gameplay, he was like, dude, this is exactly like the DS. Like, this is exactly like... And it was legit exactly like the DS. And it's like, no, this is a faithful remake, but bruh, it does not have to look like the DS little cyberspaces coming there. Like, you really,
I know, like...
Did you run out of production time, Ilka? You taking notes from Game Freak or what?
I think they literally just, like, upscaled the cutscene. Honestly, I wouldn't call it a remake. I would call it a remaster. Because it's almost to the T the exact same game with little micro stuff thrown in, like I mean, we'll get to those, but yeah. So my next con is following Pokemon. It was great. I was like, dude, following Pokemon is awesome when they're small. It's like they took the sprite, like they already had the 3D sprite, and it's like natural size. Yeah. And then they put it in the shrink ray, and it's just like this tiny Dialga like floating around. It's just frankly ridiculous. It is. I mean, next to Gen 4's following and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee was like completely perfect.
Right. Better proportion.
There you go, yeah. The right proportion. And then you could ride on some Pokemon. There was a point in our playthrough, I don't know if I left it in the video, but I actually got stuck in the beginning.
Amity?
Yeah, Amity Square.
Oh, yeah.
I walked into a corner, got an item, and because of the hitboxes and the movement, it kept hearing like that sound that it makes. And like, I was stuck between a wall and my Monferno, and it was just like they were pinning me and I couldn't move him. Following Pokemon definitely
I agree.
Could have been better.
You know what? With all these cons, I think those two are like my main thing. I'm sure if I thought a little bit harder, I could think of a little bit more. But I do have one kind of like nitpicking gripe about the game: the intro. Like the intro for the whole game, I don't know what it was, but it just like was not fun. Like the first, I would say, Ben, 6 hours. Like if I was not playing it with you, if I was just playing it by myself, it would be like, oh, this is cool, like, oh, I love the graphics, I love this, but I'd be like, all right, dude, like, I'm tired of, like, the beginning route, and I don't know if that's because they stuck with the Diamond and Pearl Pokedex or whatever the case is, all the way up to, like, Rourke, or all the way up to, like, even, I don't know, like, the third gym leader, it just felt so bland, like, the game felt so bland, and then once I locked the underground, it made it a lot more fun. But if I were to nitpick anything of it, it was just like the whole intro of the game. For me, this game is rated like an 8 or 9 in my books of like a remaster, a remake, or whatever the case is.
Yeah, you said you were enjoying it more than Sword and Shield.
Oh,
right?
I did. I absolutely did. And I think, truthfully, what I think that I test that to, Ben, is the fact that I played it with you. For me, like, seriously, like Pokemon, and if you're a Pokemon fan, you know this to be true. Pokemon has always been more fun with friends. Pokemon was meant to be played with friends.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can get your Machamp, bro. With a friend.
It's literally baked into its DNA. It's a social, like, platform baked into a game.
It was the very first metaverse. No, just kidding. I seriously think that if I just played this by myself, just because of the nature of Pokemon and how old I am, because Sword and Shield was what got me back into the game, so I put 300 hours in that easily. But now it's kind of like done and over with, and now I'm back into Pokemon. I'm playing this game, and I think that if I played it by myself, I don't think it would be an 8 or 9. I think if I just played it by myself and nobody else that I was close to was into it, I'd probably give it a 6 or a 7, just because it just wouldn't be as fun.
Playing with you on the channel made it a lot more fun.
Right.
The reason I'm going so slow in my profile that I didn't play for the channel is just because it's like I'm playing it on my own time. Right. So when like we were playing it on the channel, it was a lot of fun. Like we're sitting here at the desk, you know, side by side, encouraging each other. Right. One person kind of is losing steam, especially when we recorded for like 9 hours straight. One person's losing steam, and then the other person kind of helps, you know, bring it in. But when I'm playing by myself, I play for like an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I'm kind of like, I'm gonna do something else. Partially because I've already played the game, but it's just, but yeah, like you said, it kind of does get bland, and I think I'm just trying to grind to the post game.
The overall story and everything, it's Pokemon, bro. You know it, so it's just kind of bland. And the intro and everything is just bland. And what really makes it is your friends. And like, I mean, I know that you haven't beaten the game in your actual playthrough, but in our actual playthrough that I have, or the actual playthrough that I have, I've beaten the game. But now I'm grinding to get Pokemons, to find these like competitive Pokemons, train their movesets and everything like that, just so I can whoop Kumi's butt. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and that's another thing too, is we got our friend Kumi back into Pokemon. He bought a Switch, he bought BDSP, he bought Shining Pearl just to play with us, and it was awesome.
And yeah, that's just what it is, man. When it comes down to it, that is the most fun aspect of the game. So that's my nitpick on there, bro. My con is this whole rabbit trail was on the con of the fact that the intro was just so bland. Like the whole gameplay is just bland. It's Pokemon. It hasn't mixed it up. I think that's why everybody's really excited about Arceus, is because
I was just thinking that
it changes up the formula. Yeah, so
for sure.
But that would be my nitpick on it. And it's not, you know, it's just a nitpick. I don't think it's just something that you can really take as a con, because it's a remaster, so they can't really change anything about that.
And I think it's just a nitpick because, you know, we didn't just spend like 10 minutes talking about it. Well, I'll quickly touch on my last con is the regional decks, and we kind of touched on it when we were talking about it. Just has to do with the fact that they're faithful remakes. You know, they use the same regional decks as Diamond and Pearl, and that is flawed. Barely any fire types, 2 fire type lines.
Yeah.
Which
and a Houndoom.
it goes deeper. No, because that's the national decks, because you don't get that till like Platinum. So in Diamond and Pearl, that was, you know, the regional decks.
But I thought you were talking about Brilliant Diamond.
Well, yeah, I am, but
right.
I'm saying because they used that formula.
Gotcha.
It trickles down into the gyms with like Flint, your arch nemesis, the Elite Four member, who he's a fire type leader, described as having a fiery passion, but he has 2 fire types on his team. And in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, he's ruthless because he has the the minimized baton pass strat, which is like insane.
Yeah.
But in the original Diamond and Pearl, he didn't have that.
Right.
So it's like they kind of changed the Elite Four to make it more challenging, which is great. But when you talk about like Volkner, he's an electric type gym leader, and he only has 2 electric types on his team out of 5. You know, in Platinum they fixed that, which is like I wish they would have done that same thing in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl.
Sure.
I wish they just fixed the regional decks how it was in Platinum.
Yeah. I agree. I completely agree. Yeah. I mean, you just hit it right on the head, man. So I'm not gonna make it bigger than the nitpick that I just did for my last con.
If you've watched this far, why don't you do us a favor by hitting the like button, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. That way you never miss another video. We have a lot of content planned. Legends Arceus content. We're talking about Minecraft. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
So stick around. Stay tuned. You
Join the Cousin Club, bro.
Yeah.
Before it's too late. Because once we hit 1,000, we're quitting.
Yeah, once we hit 1,000, our goal is just we're done.
It's
we're
just
out.
done.
All right, let's get on to the pros, because we were being negative Nellies, and now we're going to be positive Pollies.
Oh,
I just made that up.
Okay, Betty with the bars, chill. But how fun the game is when you take it to the next level, and I think that just has to do with Pokemon gameplay. And that will always be a pro for me, picking your own team out of the 400 or whatever Pokemon. And the opportunity that you have to do that in this game is amazing. Like it's not spectacular, but it's still good. It still does a good job for you to do that. For sure.
But yeah, team building is something I've always taken for granted, and team building in this game is really fun.
So the gameplay, like the overall gameplay. I love how much harder they made the Elite Four. I love the post game of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I didn't realize how big and expansive Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl's post game is. I didn't know they had like a whole different island set up for that. Like I had no idea. Really cool. The battle tower, meeting like Barry's dad, Palmer. He's the runner of it, and he has like a crazy squad. Like that was fun to experience because I never got to do that in Platinum and Brilliant and Diamond and Pearl because I never really got to play them. A lot of people complain about Pokemon and the difficulty, and I know I'm one of them too. Like that's why you see so many YouTubers, they want to do Nuzlocke, they want to do challenges because the game is just too easy.
Right.
And like you said, like the game has an inherent difficulty to it. But it's like, bro, I feel like everybody that's complaining about the Pokemon game, like, oh, they're way too easy. You're not going to see a 10, 11-year-old, 12-year-old kid be like, dude, this game is way too easy. You know what I mean? Because it's their first time or their first couple years playing Pokemon. Like, dude, chill, bro. You've been playing Pokemon for 20 years since you were like 8, 9 years old. Of course, you're gonna know that water beats fire, fire beats grass, all the types.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know that and you're a kid and you're playing the game and you're like, oh, dude, look, it's a Pachirisu. I'm gonna bring that to the Elite Four, and you get murdered by Cynthia's Garchomp. Like, no, the game's hard. So it's all perspective, and I think as Pokemon fans, it's another thing that we really take for granted is, bro, we've been playing these games for 20 years. It would be your problem, your issue, something wrong with you if you still find the games difficult. Because like, dude, after 20 years of playing the game, 15 years of playing the game, you better be pretty decent at it, dude.
Couldn't be me, bro. I still don't know my time matchups. No,
you better not use Thunder Wave on a ground type, bro. You better not.
Man, but yeah, I do agree with you to some extent. I think that, you know, people complaining about how easy the games are, but I think the problem lies where Pokemon is always catered to
the kiddos,
the kids, right? Because if you really think about it, it is a kid's game. I mean, it's rated E for everyone. Sure. It just happens to be that we've all grown up with it. So as adults, we're still into this essentially a kid's game. Now, if Game Freak, you know, if they really wanted to like help us out, they could do a difficulty like setting, right? Like right off the bat, which just it will, all it could do is just like easy would just be like a normal playthrough. Right. Medium, it could like tweak AI to make it a little bit smarter.
100%.
And then like hard, you could just like how the Elite Four is, you know, it could tweak their movesets and like actually have strategy and like even maybe increase the levels.
You're right.
But you know, I mean, that they would ever do that, I have no idea.
You let us know in the comments below. What side of the spectrum do you lean on? Do you lean more on like the straight, hey, bro, Pokemon needs to go harder, go home, hey, it's a kid's game, or you're somewhere in the middle where I've really been and I kind of lean closely towards, but. Let us know what you think about that.
You know, one positive thing to kind of end that and like cap it off is the fact that because of you know, the ease of the games, we have more creativity with like all types of Nuzlocks and well, I mean the original Nuzlocke in and of itself can be difficult. We're saying this because not because we hate the game. Like obviously we love Pokemon, so it's like we just want to see, you know, we just want as gamers we want to have things that Game Freak hasn't been giving. But you know, that's it's because we love the games and we just want them to be better. It's like, not because we hate them.
It's like your English teacher who sees you in 7th grade and you have a C+ in his class and he knows that you can get a B+, an A if you just try. That's what we feel about you, Game Freak.
Speaking from experience, or
no, because I never took English.
My first pro is the art style. Of course, when the first trailer dropped, I was like, it looks flat.
It did. It looked pretty bad, man.
And then the next trailer came out, and I was like, okay, we'll see what's going on. I'm not really a fan of the chibi. Still not really a fan of the chibi in like cutscenes because they try to do all types of like dynamic cutscenes, and it's just like you're staring at.
Unless you're Cyrus, then you're adorable, bro.
Honestly, the overworld is probably one of my favorite top. Like 3 favorites of the entire game. It just looks beautiful.
It really does.
Trekking up to Snowpoint City in BDSP was like one of the best things.
That was cool.
It was magical.
Really, I really felt like I was lost there. I was like, how deep is this going to be? How far up north do we have to go?
Super cool, man.
Okay, next one is another hot take. This whole video, bro, just hot take after hot take after hot take. You're going to hate me by the end of this.
Yeah, we asked for 3 pros, 3 cons, and Dexter just had 6 cons.
I just went straight Charizard mode on you, bro. And actually more like Typhlosion and erupted on y'all.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. Wait, pause. Number 2 pro is the glitches on there, bro. Look. I'm not a fan of cheating when it comes to the competitiveness. I'm not a fan of hacking in Pokemon, Poke-haxing, and then taking them to a world tournament and making a YouTube channel named Wolfie Glick or anything like that. I'm not a fan of... No, just kidding. Call me whatever that. Call me Toxic number 2, alright, bro? Call me Tyrannotube Savage Mode. Not your friendly Austin John, alright, bro? This is Dexter coming at you with the glitches, man. Call me A-Drive. Call me A-Drive because I'm hot and cold, bro. I don't know where I stand on this. I'm lukewarm, bro.
The entire PokeTuber community.
Watch this video blow up. This is just the one video blow up. Like, dude, who's this guy Dex? Who does he think he is, bro? When we found out that there was glitches in the game, that was really cool. That was always fun. We've always been one that enjoyed Game Sharks. To be able to duplicate your Pokemon, duplicate your rare candies, that was really fun for like the 5 days that we did that.
Yeah, I mean, part of the training for the Elite Four, the only way that I did it was I duplicated my Lucky Egg 6 times, and I just went to the underground, completely destroyed all Mr. Mimes and Kadabras that were down there. And then when we faced off Cynthia, you know, the first time, we still lost. So we came back, duplicated a bunch of rare candies. And it's funny because in the video we say, yeah, we grinded.
Oh, we grinded, yeah.
And I was like, no, I just popped a bunch of rare candies so they were all level
what I mean is I grinded that menu glitch all the way to oblivion so I can get 999 rare candies.
It was so fun while it was short-lived. I remember it was like a little part of me died. When I woke up.
Yeah.
And without my consent, my Nintendo Switch updated my game. I was trying to like keep it on 1.1.
Your Switch inserted its update inside of you, huh? Anyway, bruh.
No.
When YouTube is trying to upload this, or when we're trying to upload this onto YouTube, when it's like, oh, is this video made for kids? 100% yes. Without a doubt. Without a shadow of doubt.
It's Cousins After Dark, man.
Pros, yeah, dude, we don't know how to act, bro. After a week and a half of recording, I'm just spitting fire. Anyway, that's pro number 2. Glitches were fun in the game.
Oh, yeah, so my pro number 2 is... My pro number 2 is just the Sinnoh region in general. You good?
Yeah, just had bad dandruff. Weather change, you know how that goes.
My pro number 2 is just the Sinnoh region in general. We were saying it a lot when we were playing through the game. Was, wow, we have to do a lot of backtracking. For the most part, it wasn't tedious. You know, there's a bunch of different ways that you can enter through Orberg, and like Orberg has 3 entrances, and you can only go one way, and then you have to come back through another way, and it's like, oh, I didn't even know that I could go this way. You know, like I said, the trek up to Snowpoint City, that route, whatever, I think like Route 216 or whatever, it was just awesome. The idea that it's divided by this giant mountain range and that you have to like cross through Mount Cornet at multiple points and then eventually you trek all the way up to get to Snowpoint City was just a stroke of genius. It's awesome. And to see it again reimagined in the new art style, 10 out of 10, bro.
For sure, for sure. And I forgot how like amazing the routes are and how easy it was to get sidetracked doing
and
a side route. Yeah,
there's a lot of depth, and there's like the famous place that you can find
Wayward Cave,
which they cut off in this game for whatever reason.
For whatever reason, yeah. There's a point where we're at Orberg and we're like, bro, where do we go? What are we doing? Like, we're trying to go up there, but we don't have the bike unlocked. And then it was as simple as just going back to Jubilife, and we didn't think about that because Sword and Shield is like a straight like A to B to C to D to E to F to G to OMG, like, you know, Leon. My third pro is the Grand Underground. Thoroughly love the Grand Underground. Just, I wish secret bases were a little bit cooler and you still had the furniture items and stuff like that, but still, there's so much to do, and the caves are really cool to explore. The ability to buy like TMs and buy other things from the underground traders, all that, and being able to play online, all that stuff has been really cool and really fun. And then in post game, where you can get the mysterious shards and, you know, stuff like that, so you can get the legendaries. I think all of it was really well done. I think the best graphics are debatably found underground in those caves, and the art style that's in there, and the battle backgrounds when you're battling the Pokemon are all really good. So I think the underground was a great upgrade. And it's definitely not faithful to the originals, but I'm glad it's not. When I thought I was done with the underground, I unlocked the national decks, and it just opened up a whole another world of the underground to me. Like, to be able to go in the cave, I'm not looking at, or no Dratini spawn there, so I'm gonna go out and then we'll go back in. And you know what? I like that aspect. Like, you never know what's gonna go in when you go in there. To find like the starter Pokemon's in there, you know what I mean? That's like, dude, that's a Mudkip just chilling there, bro. That was really cool and definitely added. When I thought I was done with the underground, you get the national decks, and it just makes the underground 10 times better.
My last pro, the Elite Four. Yes, Cynthia was a pain in the butt, but honestly, it was nice to experience a real challenge, because if you guys have watched our Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl playthrough, you know that I'm very challenged in the area of competitive battling. But it was fun, because I honestly have not struggled in an Elite Four challenge probably since playing Black and White for the first time when I was like 11. In this game, even with the experience share, I feel like this game was really well built around the experience share.
Sure, yeah.
I guess just in my experience.
I agree. To an extent, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the gym leaders were kind of easy, but it was definitely worthwhile. Like, okay.
The gym leaders were easy, but I'm talking about the Elite Four. Yeah. I mean, like, they had some...
You're very grateful. Yeah, that could be... Yeah, bro.
Well, that's everything. We completely ripped to shreds these games. Ripped to shred. We ripped these games to shred. We completely ripped these games to shreds.
What Ben's trying to say is we completely tore apart these games and deciphered them out for you. And then we put the games back together in our hearts, because at the end of the day, we love these games.
It's true. Really, really well said.
Almost as much as we love you.
What do you guys think about these games? We probably sparked a lot of discussion. Hopefully. That's what, the video was aimed to do. We talked about different reasons why we don't like the game. We talked about different points why we love these games. These games are awesome. If you haven't played them yet, go ahead and pick them up. Hope you guys loved today's video. Hit the like if you did, and hit the dislike button if you didn't, and subscribe for more. And hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a video. I'm Ben.
And I'm Dex. And we are the Cousins.